How's it going, guys? LubenXA2 here, giving you guys my second multiplayer tip of The Last of Us. Now, this multiplayer tip, I want to talk about my medic class. Now, this isn't really my class that I've came up with. This is actually my friends Ace the Third and Darkside Gamer 2. Like, whenever we're playing The Last of Us, they're the two that always revives the teammates. So, I actually want to give a huge thanks to them two for letting me show you guys this tip. And yeah, let's get started. Also, keep in mind that I have 13 loadout points in my class. If you played The Last of Us, then you pretty much know what are loadout points, and you also know that you don't start off with 13 loadout points when you get the game. So whenever it comes to the perks, like for example, if I use Reviver 3, use something like Reviver 2 because, as long as you keep in your budget of the points, so that's what I'm trying to say. But if you have more points than me, then, this really shouldn't be a problem for you. So anyways, let's get started. Now for my secondary weapon, I use the revolver. Now, you don't have to use the revolver. You could also use the 9mm pistol. That's because both of those two pistols are free. And also, pretty much whatever one you're more used to. Like, I prefer the revolver than the 9mm pistol, so I use that one instead. Now the shorty, I know that's the third secondary pistol, but that actually costs a point. And even though I prefer using that one on top of the revolver, it's gonna cost me a point, which isn't good for using that extra point for my other perks. So yeah. Now that goes for the same thing for the primary weapons. I prefer the semi-auto rifle, but you could also use the burst rifle and the hunting rifle because all three of those rifles are 2 points, and the bow and arrow is 3 points, which is also 1 point more, which is gonna, like, if you're gonna use the bow and arrow, then when it comes to the perks, you're gonna use something weaker, which isn't really good. Now, as I said, since this is the medic class, it's all about reviving your teammates, keeping yourself full health, and always patching your teammates whenever they're low on life. So in this class, you really don't craft at all. The only thing you really want to craft is medic kits, and that's it. Now let's get started with the perks. Now for the perks, I am using First Aid Training 2. Now First Aid Training 2, the description is use health kits 75% faster and can heal injured teammates. And when looking at an injured teammate, you can hold X to slowly heal them 10 health every 2 seconds, which is really useful because if you look at First Aid 1, the only thing it does is use health kits 75% faster, which is only good for you, but there's a huge difference from First Aid Training 1 to First Aid Training 2 because you're just like whenever you're injured, you can just patch yourself up and you can also patch your teammates up, which is really useful. Now First Aid Training 3, I would use that, but since it's 2 points more than First Aid Training 2, I have to keep under my budget, so I can't really use that. But if you have more points than me, then which I don't know if that's even possible because I haven't reached that level yet. So yeah, if you have more points than me, then you should use that perk instead. Now for my second perk, I use Reviver 3. Now what Reviver 3 does, it revives fallen teammates 55% faster, revive them with 30 more health, and you get 50% more parts from reviving your teammates, which is really good because when you revive your teammates, they actually get like low health, so that, for example, like you revive your teammate and someone shoots your teammate again, they have like very low health. But if you use Reviver 3, they might actually stand a chance on going up to another fight as soon as they get revived again, which is really useful. And also, since you get 50% more parts from revives, it's very useful because with those parts, they get you supplies for your clan, which is super useful, especially if you have like 100+ clan members. So for my third perk, I use Sharpshooter 1, which isn't really anything to do with reviving your teammates or keeping yourself from getting down. It's actually for your weapon, which what Sharpshooter 1 does, it's scopes away reduced by 25% and damage wobble reduced by 20%, which is really good because since I'm using the semi-auto rifle, I always have, I guess, good accuracy with my weapons. Now for my fourth perk, I use Marathon Runner 1. Now Marathon Runner 1 is pretty good for a medic class because whenever your friend is down from a distance, you can actually get to them very easily. And but the description of this perk is sprint for 50% longer and sprint regenerates 15% faster, which is really good. So, that's pretty much why I use it for. Like if someone's down from a distance, I could get to them easily. And if there's like a battle like in the middle of the map, and if I respawn like kind of far away, I could get to that little battle that's happening and just help out my teammate as fast as I can. So anyways, that's it. I mean, I don't use any purchasable weapons. I never really do. I won't be using them in any of my classes. So yeah, I practically won't mention that in my next class. So, and actually my next class is a rushing class, which is very interesting for me. I actually like using it, but for you guys who might think it's weird because you really, in a game like The Last of Us, you don't rush. But once when I show you this class, you probably might like it yourself, and yeah. So anyways, like I said, I want to give huge thanks to my friend DarkSideGamer2, Ace the Third, and a huge thanks to you guys because I actually got like 100 views in my last multiplayer tip, and that really means a lot to me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tip as well, and hope you guys like and subscribe.